long did that phase last?
Well, really not very long, because then I decided I couldn't possibly stand it, and I also decided I was very susceptible to it. I fell in love with somebody who was totally poor, but really a gas, and I realized that it didn't mean a thing. And then we got married. And then
when you got married, you were then at university, were you?
No, I never made it to university. I left in my first year sixth form, you see. And I started work, which may have been a good thing or a bad thing, but now I think is a very good thing. Because I don't really believe in other people telling you what the scene is. I think it's really important that you find out for yourself. You know, people can tell you that marriage is not really a very good thing. And I really knew, because I knew about my parents, but I really wanted to find out if it was possible to live in that way that they say is the best way to live.
So when you actually got married, you were clearly, positively taking a gamble, were you?
No, I was definitely in love. Quite definitely in love. I really wanted to make it, and I thought it was possible to do that. But it isn't. I mean, before you get married, you just don't understand what the person is like until afterwards.
Well, what did you learn about marriage?
Oh, it just doesn't... It just isn't the scene for me. You know? I mean, it's going against my almost all I think to even talk about it like this, so that they all can see what I'm saying, because it's something you've got to work out for yourself. You know, for some people, marriage may be very groovy. For me, it really isn't. I don't think it is for very many people either. Personally, I think most people are not very happy. Some people are.
Now, after marriage, you were still, weren't you, seeking something or other? Perhaps you weren't quite sure what. What other things did you try, as it were? Drugs?
Yeah. I never wanted to talk about drugs in public, because I don't want to influence anybody in anything. But if you ask me, I guess I have to say that of course I took drugs like everyone, but not because of everyone. These
they
things,
weren't out for either, were they?
No, but you see, if they're drugs... Huxley wrote these two books. He wrote Heaven and Hell and Doors of Perception. And of the two, people have taken heaven and hell as the symbol. And they've taken the wrong one. Because the one, the really explicit phrase is doors of perception. And that is what drugs are. They are the doors. They're not anywhere. I mean, you don't go anywhere. You just see a crack like I'm looking at you now. You see a crack. And if these... I don't know about marijuana. I think that's perfectly safe, actually. It's an old sort of scene. And it doesn't really hurt you. It's not groovy to take it, because it's not groovy to take anything. We should be able to be in a state where we don't need cigarettes or drink or anything like that at all, or marijuana. But something like LSD, if it wasn't meant to happen, it wouldn't have been invented somehow. I think it was important that... I know so many people that before they took LSD was such a drag. And they took LSD and they really opened up. And then, of their own accord, they stopped. Nearly everybody has stopped taking LSD now.
You stopped?
I stopped, yeah.
So you're not happy about growing old. What about dying? Do you fear death?
No, I love death. But that's another thing again. I mean, you know, like, it's two things. I feel it's very important to stay in the world and do things, but on the other hand, death and dreams are another thing. That that's what I really like to do, is just go off there.
Off where?
Into death. But you can't do that. It's very wrong to make your own death. Your death is when you get it. But I think it's a beautiful thing, death. It's such a relief. I mean, just imagine if there wasn't any death.